Hello everyone and welcome to James Hennon Tarot on YouTube. Today I've decided to do another reading, and today's reading is going to be about how I can best go about achieving a goal that I have for myself at the moment. So whatever goal you've got at the moment in your life, or plans that you have in mind that you want to try and accomplish, try and achieve, this is going to give you a bit of advice and a bit of clarity and a bit of reassurance on how you might go about doing that. I'm going to use my 5-card spread, as I always generally tend to at the moment, with clarifying cards, and I'm obviously going to use my Rider-Waite. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to first of all ask for one card at the moment for the current position, a set of circumstances that you find yourself in with regards to the goal or plan you have in mind for yourself. So right, so at the moment we've got the Moon card. So not everything is seen as clearly or as obviously as you would like at the moment in relation to what you're doing. So there may be hidden details or things just held back at the moment. There isn't a full clear understanding, and there isn't the certainty around things at the moment. So it may be that you've just started looking into this situation, or you're not particularly that sure at the moment of how to proceed with regards to what you're trying to put in place, what you're trying to accomplish with whatever the goal is, whether it's personal or professional. There's still a lot of information to be understood, and you're just trying to basically find a way to move forward. But at the moment, what you really need is that little bit more clarity and that little bit more understanding before you can fully commit. So you're kind of in a position at the moment of treading very carefully in relation to this goal that you're trying to achieve, and you're not really that certain. So more light needs to be put on the situation. So we're going to have a look at see what the main assets are that you've got in relation to this goal, the main assets and strengths that can help you, especially in relation to the question, in relation to the goal achievement, and also in relation to the Moon card. What assets do you have? Just a minute, too many falling out, we don't want too many, thank you. Main assets. Right. Right. So we've got the Queen of Wands. So this is saying that your main asset here is you've got a rough, you're quite assured about what you want to do. You're just not that sure at the moment about how you're going to go about it, because as you say, more information needs to be known. But you are in a creative process at the moment, and there's lots of creative ideas sort of coming to the surface about what you want to do. You're in a fairly good position, but you're not quite ready to act on it just yet. There's some more details need to be understood and known before you can do it. But you are coming into a position where you are enthusiastic, and you do feel as if you're going to have to sort of plan carefully what you want to do next. But you're open to this new goal, whatever it is, and you're quite enthusiastic about it and quite inspired. You feel quite inspired, but as I say, not all the information is quite in place yet. So you're patiently looking at things. You're not feeling too deterred. You're feeling quite determined and quite optimistic about things, even though nothing is really clear at the moment. So let's have a look and see what the main actions that you're being encouraged to focus on with regards to this goal you have, and taking the Moon card into consideration. Right, you've got the King of Swords, so that is definitely just confirms that more information is going to be necessary. You need to be getting clearer on what it is you want to do. There's a need to kind of be objective and open to the solutions that you can find to work with that can help clarify things. And this can also stand for the fact that it may be a good time to do some extra additional research, or gather some advice from somebody who can advise you a bit better, whether it's a mentor, whether it's an online source, or whether it's an expert within his or her field. But someone could give you that extra piece of insight and knowledge that could help you to put you in a better and more clear and stronger position to be able to start moving through what the Moon's telling you at the moment with these uncertainties. There's some uncertainties and some doubts. The King of Swords as the sort of actions you need to clarify, he can bring that clarity for you to help you begin working through where you may feel a bit apprehensive or a bit even anxious or worried about taking a step. Yeah, so that's the start. So I think the universe is giving you that little, it's going to send the help you need as well, any helpful people. And as I say, there's so much online presence these days where you can get information from Google, you know, or AI and so on, or whether it's a case that you may find somebody who is an expert within this field, because your goal might be to sell your house, it may be to set up a business, it may be to change careers or learn something new, whatever it is that you need to do. The expert advice is there for you. It's just a case of reaching out for it, but it's about putting yourself, the main takeaway point from that is that you obviously got to get that missing information to help clarify things. It might put your mind at rest as well. So let's have a look and see what you need to prioritize, your priorities and objectives. Yeah, so you've got the Knight of Wands. So it's to follow your passions, really. Your main priority, what you need to prioritize is following your passions. And when you're sure about what it is you want to do, it's really advising you to go for it, because things can take off quite quickly. Once you've got that information and you've got that certainty, you can follow your inspiration and move forward with it. It's not really about hesitating, but it's just initially to start with about getting that clarity that the King of Swords is on, and that objectivity, planning and preparing, being strategic with what you need to do, because you've got the general enthusiasm and inspiration of this idea. You're holding the one, which is the creative ideas, whether it's creative or not. I mean, anything is creative, any thought is creative. So if you say I'm not really a creative person, well, that's not true, because you are. Everyone's creative in one way or another. And this card suggests that you've got good creative ideas and inspiration at the moment, but it's just a case of grounding them with some sensible, logical reasoning, and being objective and open to the ideas, and getting the information in place. So you're in a knowledgeable position and a confident position to start moving on things, which is what you need to prioritize. Once you've got what you need, it's the green light is there to move on it. And I should imagine, looking at, with a Knight, 1 and 2 is 3, so you're probably looking to make a move within the next 1 to 3 months on it, once you've got that information, depending on how long it takes to get that information. So let's have a look and see what the helpful and beneficial opportunities and possibilities are for you in relation. Oops, take that one, it's too many cards. Have a look and see what the helpful and beneficial opportunities and possibilities are for you in relation to this goal, and taking the other cards into consideration. What will be helpful and beneficial? Those opportunities. Yeah, so it's basically the fact that you've got the Page of Pentacles here. I'm just going to have a look and see what's on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, and you've got the Page of Swords. So it's about the development. What, beneficial sort of opportunities and possibilities here is your ability to start nurturing and developing these ideas into tangible, things that are tangible, really. But it's about getting these plans off the ground and having that clear focus. And it's about establishing a new direction or new approach to this goal, which again could involve, for some of you, the need to take on some additional researching, learning, studying, that could put you in a better position if it's career related. But it's about having that focus, and you've got the opportunity to go in a new direction and to start afresh, and to have that focus on something that is going to add meaning to your life and value to your life. So maybe a change of direction could be coming up with this goal, but it's a positive one, and you're going to start to see, as you've got to see with the flowers here, it's just starting to come into bloom. There's a chance that you're going to start seeing the results from the efforts you put in, but it's a slow and gradual development, even though you do need to move on things when you're clear with the Knight of Wands. The results will speak for themselves as you do things. The results may not be initially quite as quick as you would like, but the potential is there for you. So let's start clarifying, because at the moment this is only a very basic look. Let's clarify the moon, please, as the current position and situation, that influencing factor that you find yourself in with regards to this goal. Well, you couldn't make it up. Ace of Swords and the Emperor. So yeah, this is all about getting that clarity here, having that breakthrough moment, a new perspective, a fresh concept of what you want to do to help you with where things are uncertain and unclear at the moment. So it's about the new potentials that could be offered, that could you know, that the universe is offering, that could help you. Again, it could be a new approach. Slurp of my coffee, excuse me. And with the Emperor also coming out, this again is about trying to get some order out of the chaos. So trying to get some order and some structure, and starting again to get organized and get with it, especially become a little bit more outgoing and a bit more ambitious about your plans and your goals, whatever they may be, again, whether it's personal or professional. But there needs to be some sort of order, there needs to be some structure, and you need to be looking at the foundations, looking at building something that's going to be that's going to have the chance to have a strong foundation and have lasting success moving forward. Of course, nothing in life lasts forever, but you do want to try and look for something that is a bit more organized, a bit more stable, that can bring that stability. And of course, the Ace of Swords is bringing you the new ideas and the chance to have the breakthrough, to challenge yourself, because you'll have that sense of truth and clarity, which is what you're looking for. So looking for the truth and clarity to get organized with what you want to do. Let's just clarify that Queen of Wands. I've fallen out here, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, the asset is that, yeah, you're ready to start asserting yourself. You know that things you need to get going a bit. Perhaps there's been a few delays, perhaps you've put things back, or there's been setbacks. So the Queen of Wands is quite confident in the fact that you can overcome these, even though you don't know you don't have all the pieces of information you need, or the insight you need at the moment, or the clarity. This card is saying as an asset that you've got that drive and that enthusiasm to work through any issues or problems, conflicts that you might have, any instabilities within the creative process, perhaps where you, as I say, where you might have been stuck or frustrated, or you've needed to get yourself going. It's saying that you're coming around now to the point that, yeah, I need to start doing something now, and I'm ready to do it. That could also relate to difficult people that you might have to deal with, or situations, and being quite calm, because I think with the Queen of Wands, she's quite calm and confident. Even though you don't know everything yet, you're still in a good, calm, confident, fairly stable position, and you can deal with any instabilities, any strife or conflicts that are going on. And you are very aware now that some adjustments and changes need to be made. Perhaps, as we see with the Ace of Swords, perhaps it's a new approach, a new perspective, new viewpoint of what you're trying to do. Perhaps you're going to be able to start seeing how you can re-strategize things, as again with the Emperor is also about re-strategizing, and so is the King of Swords, where you're gathering new information and putting new plans together, a new game plan of how you're going to act. So let's clarify the King of Swords for the actions that you're being encouraged to focus on and consider. Let's have one card for that, please. Yeah, and you've got the Eight of Swords here. So it's about, I think it's about changing your thinking about this situation. Perhaps you've got a bit stuck in your head about it, and you've sort of not struggling to find a way to move forward. You can't obviously see what you're wanting to do because her eyes bandaged, but this figure is within the Circle of Swords, and she could untie her hands, she could take the blindfold off if she wanted to. So you do have room to maneuver within the situation, although you may feel slightly powerless or restricted or impeded in some way. There is room to move, and this is what the King of Swords is suggesting, is to rethink things objectively, perhaps change your thinking about the situation. and adopt new viewpoints, new sort of perspectives, and also gather new information that can help clarify how you can move out of some sort of restriction where you feel restricted within pushing forward and achieving your goal. Excuse me. So maybe you may be thinking, oh, you know, I'm a bit stuck because I'm a bit confused as to what to do next. Or you could be thinking, well, I'm not sure if I can make this move at the moment. You know, is it going to be achievable? Is it doable? And there may be some self-doubt, I don't know, but you're obviously not at the moment seeing what you need to do. So the priority is to get that clarity, to get that certainty. And the only way you're going to get that certainty really is by perhaps adopting a different viewpoint, and also getting the advice you need, whether it's online or from an expert, or just researching yourself, so that you can put yourself in that more knowledgeable position to begin the moving forward process, putting things in place, implementing ideas with this goal. And again, whether this is a personal goal, professional, practical goal, whatever sort of goal it is, whether it relates to career, love life, health or lifestyle or something, whatever the goal is, property, you can apply this reading to any of it. So you can obviously relate it. Obviously love, relationships and marriage is a little bit more complex, but this is a general overview. So let's just have a look anyway and clarify the Knight of Wands, please, for hold on, I've got cards back to front here all over the place. Right, clarifying the Knight of Wands, please, for the main priorities and objectives in relation to this goal setting, goal achieving, taking all the other cards into consideration as always. Yeah, and you've got the High Priestess. So this is trusting yourself, trusting how you feel about the situation, and trusting that you're being guided in your actions. So once you know it's the right time to act, you'll know. And it's being able to get that information, prioritizing, getting a clearer understanding, a clearer feeling about what you want to act on and where your passions are, following your passions as well, trusting your intuition and instincts and the guidance and the signs that the universe is giving you to set about taking action and prioritizing, as I say, what really excites you, interests you and inspires you. So really it's about, I think especially over the next 1 to 2 months, about getting clear on things as well internally, processing your feelings, especially when you've uncovered more stuff because you understand things a bit more and you've got that greater insight and knowledge of what you want to do, because it is obviously what you're going to need to do. Okay, let's clarify this Page of Pentacles then as a helpful and beneficial, I'll take that, helpful and beneficial opportunities and possibilities. And I think we'll just have one card to start with. If 2 comes out, we'll take 2. Right, we've got 1 here. Yeah, so we've got the 2 of Wands. So it's suggesting that really the direction that you're going to be taking in, you're going to start to see it more clearly. You're going to be able to objectively weigh up things, taking the longer term view into perspective and being able to start to see what's most important to you and what you really want. So you're going to have the opportunity to make this decision. Now, as this is a 2, the same as the High Priestess, I would say that probably within a 2-week or 2-month period, you're going to be able to make a firm decision, a firm choice about what you want to implement and the direction you want to go in. There may, again, these 2 cards, one's looking one way, one's looking the other. So it could be that you make a decision to maybe explore a new direction within what you're trying to do, or a new approach, a new way of doing it. I think we'll just clarify that the 2 of Wands and Page of Pentacles with another card, please. Yeah, and you've got the Page of Cups. So it's all pages really at the end. So the opportunity, I think, is to follow your heart, follow your dreams, open your heart up to what it is you want to do and follow what it is. It's a new beginning, obviously. I think whatever this goal is, it's definitely talking about new beginnings, setting up a new set of experience, set of circumstances or situation here for yourself. It's obviously something that's of emotional importance to you as well as of practical and tangible. It's also making that choice to follow your heart and not to be frightened to commit yourself, and opening your heart up to the potential that there is for you. The opportunity is to explore new directions, make positive decisions that are going to take you in a new direction. Perhaps at the moment there is a lack of clarity at the moment, but there is an emphasis here on it being open to exploring new opportunities and new directions within what you're trying to do. Perhaps a different approach is going to be important to you. Perhaps re-strategizing is very important, but there's the potential is this ace in the center, which is saying that, yeah, a fresh start, there can be a breakthrough, can be the clarity, you can overcome the challenges involved that you're struggling with at the moment, because there's going to be some fears and concerns with the moon. It's not just about uncertainty, it is about fears of taking that next step. Perhaps you feel at the moment that it might be a big step. It may be a step that's too far for you, a step too far at the moment until you're sure. But it just needs some details to be clarified. And then I think once you become clear in your feelings, prioritize following your feelings in your actions and full steam ahead. Once you commit to that, things can change very quickly. It looks like you'll be making important decisions in relation to it, because I think you're going to be able to weigh up this kind of situation a lot better. You'll have the opportunity to make clear decisions, and it can open up this new fulfilling direction for you, which is something that interests you emotionally and excites you, and is also something that will bring value to your life and fulfillment. So it does look good at the moment for you. It looks as if it's going to take a little bit of time, maybe not too long, but how you achieve your goal is really just about getting the right information, putting yourself in a knowledgeable position, being open to changing your perspective and viewpoint and stance on things, not being too rigid in how you think things could be, being open to new possibilities, and certainly opening your heart up to what could be on offer. There could be an offer coming up with this card, because sometimes this card does mean an offer that could be made. So if you're looking, if it's career or love life, whatever part of your life is, there's offers. There could be offers on the table as well that you need to decide upon. But I don't really think that's too. I mean, there's a nice balance here of logic and intuition. So I think you've just got to really go with it, follow your inspiration. Don't let self-doubt get in the way, because if you're unsure of something, all you need to do is to get that clarity, get that information, do the research, dig deep enough, you'll find it. And as I say, it might involve re-strategizing, but there is this current energy of you wanting to do something. Perhaps, as I said earlier, perhaps things have been a little bit, have stayed like they, stayed in the same position for too long, and now you know it's time to assert yourself, to make these adjustments, either in your life or in how you're approaching achieving this goal, because there really is hope of a good outcome here. As I said, with 2 pages at the end, there's not an awful lot of major cards. I mean, we've only got 3, so I don't think it's overly major what you're dealing with. It is important, but I don't think there's a lot of outside influences necessarily to take into consideration. There are some, but with the right planning and getting clear on what you really want and how you're going to go about doing it, trusting your feelings and the guidance and signs that you need, getting clear on what you want and making sure that what's hidden or you don't understand is you do understand. So processing things before you follow your passions and inspirations and go in wholeheartedly. So that's the reading anyway, for how you might go about achieving your current goal or plans that you have for yourself. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please smash the like button. Please leave some feedback below if it resonates or is helpful. If you haven't already subscribed, I would invite you, please consider doing so. If you're enjoying these videos, there's going to be a lot more of them coming up soon. And don't forget, and please feel free to share as well and tell your friends. They're all free, so I just hope they help you anyway. Thanks ever so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.